I call Mojo Mathis.
My pleasure to take a call on the Greater
5-minute call.
And, 5 long years since the Christchurch earthquake, and the city is still very much in many areas in a bit of a limbo, and feels like time is going past and it's going to be fantastic to actually see the rebuild and things moving forward. I want to acknowledge the hard work of my colleagues Eugenie Sayes and other MPs who have helped make this bill a better bill with the SOP coming up, and who have pushed really hard for local leadership and Regenerate Christchurch to be at the heart of decision making and to have a much greater role in the development and plan of the anchor project and the residential region areas and so on. It is incredibly important that that does happen, and it's relief to be at this point where there's been sufficient accommodation made for these very important issues that have been raised that we can now support the bill. And what I want to focus on, rather than rehashing what everyone else has said before me, I want to focus on the importance of all these plans for the city, incorporating a genuine accessibility and universal design principles into the planning, design and implementation. This is what people of Christchurch want. It was one of the most popular ideas and common themes that was put forward during the Sharing Idea Forum right several years ago, and it's absolutely critical to social recovery. And we have a golden opportunity right now to rebuild Christchurch as the most accessible city in the world. And there's absolutely no barrier to stop that from happening other than political will and local leadership and genuine commitment to making that happen. A city that is accessible for all, for children, for elderly, for parents, for disabled. And it's critical to the social recovery. And I have constantly raised this issue. Will the city be accessible? Will there be a commitment to accessibility implemented and taken on board by the planners and designers at all stages? And repeated assurances have been given to me that all the anchor projects would be accessible and that there would be independent accessibility audit incorporated into every step of this from design through to implementation. And now we have seen that some anchor projects have been accessible, such as the basket change is a very good example of that, where all sorts of features have been incorporated to make using the basket change a genuinely positive and inclusive experience for many users. But there are other areas where we've not got it right. And probably the most striking example of that recently was the Margaret Mahi playground. And now, this was a playground that was welcomed. People were so excited when it opened. There was just this mass positive vibe and people going to it. And then a few days later, there were people saying, well, actually, my child can't use it. It's not accessible for children in a wheelchair. There are not enough facilities for people in wheelchairs to use it. And this was an appalling failure and breakdown of the planning process. We went far short of what we really want and what we mean by an accessible city, and we must not exclude children from that conceptualisation. We must not exclude disabled people. It must be independently audited, because you cannot rely on the various design groups having in-house expertise. These projects, right from the start, must be independently audited. Thank you.